So this is potentially why Meghan Markle and her recent documentary with Prince Harry has angered a lot of individuals and people, and in this documentary she breaks down as well. Hey guys, it's Murad Murali. Hope you guys are doing well today. If you haven't already, click that button please and do subscribe to my channel. Follow me on my Instagram, Murad_Murali, and let's get into this video. Now for those of you who don't know, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry came out with a documentary on ITV, and a interviewee asked her during kind of like question and answer kind of process between Meghan Markle and the person, how are you doing? Are you okay? And these type of questions relating to her mental health and how is she coping with all the scrutiny, the publicity, it got to her. You can tell from her eyes that she was tremendously upset and she was about to break down and cry, but she just pulled it in together. That particular scene triggered a lot of people in general, the public, because it was trending all over Twitter. Everybody was really, upset for her because of the world that she's in right now in terms of the constant scrutiny that's happening for her and the mental health and her baby now. And Prince Harry basically said, I'm not going to allow what happened to my mother happen to my wife. Something along these lines he basically said, which obviously struck with a lot of people as well. And what this documentary that they have released and they spoke about has angered a lot of people, and this perhaps potentially why Meghan Markle could be in a lot of trouble. And hopefully this is not the downward spiral that we are going to witness and see, because majority of us, well, older generations saw the downfall of Princess Diana, and we don't want that history to be repeated, most definitely. The Queen and senior royals are very worried about the direction divisive Meghan Markle and Prince Harry are heading after they launched their extraordinary attack on the British media, royal experts claim. Royal commentator Philip Dampier, who wrote Royally Suited about Harry and Meghan's romance, said senior royals from the Queen down are concerned and branded their comments in their new ITV documentary very serious. Johnny Diamond, who's the BBC's royal correspondent, said, I think the royal family will be pretty horrified, actually. Whilst another royal commentator, Penny Junor, described the couple's actions as a big mistake. It comes after the Sussex they told their struggles with being in the spotlight and unfair scrutiny in an explosive documentary called Meghan and Harry: An African Journey that aired last night. Speaking exclusively to the Mail, Philip Dampier, who has written about the royals over 3 decades, said, I hope on their 6-week holiday they reflect very carefully on what they do next. They had turned a corner with the Africa trip, but all the good work were overshadowed by this attack on the press. They are either being badly advised or ignoring advice. So basically what we're seeing here is plenty of royal commentators who've worked with the royal family, who know some of them, who've literally been working with them for 3 decades, but all basically reflecting on the troublesome dangers that Harry and Meghan Markle have now walked themselves into. And one could argue they're just commentators, they're talking absolute nonsense, but then they do have the experience in the royal family. Now, I think what they're saying is very unjust and very unfair. I find it quite hilarious how this particular report by the Daily Mail has expressed Harry and Meghan Markle as, launching an attack on the British media, but when they scrutinize Meghan Markle, why is that considered an attack? I find that very confusing. All these royal commentators talking about how they made a very big mistake. I think it's definitely turned a massive stone, but I don't think it was a mistake. I think it definitely leads down to a path of massive progression. The reason why I say this is because they were being very transparent, very vulnerable, and in that it makes them relatable, i.e. Meghan Markle being relatable means that she will be loved by the public. The Daily Mail and all these other articles will continuously scrutinize, but all of these now articles are professing that both Meghan Markle and Harry, especially Meghan Markle, are going to be in big trouble, or the royal family are very upset with them. They've seen it as very bad scrutiny. They're very pissed off, including the Queen. They're irritated by this because they've shown a lot of truthfulness that they normally don't really show, the vulnerability, and to see Meghan Markle cry, and if I find it quite confusing how the royal family now allegedly are going to be upset about this entire situation, which lies in correlation to Meghan Markle potentially receiving empathy, because she received a lot of empathy last night, a lot of sympathy last night for everything that she was going through, and now suddenly she could be scrutinized, and everybody, the royal family is upset with her, and she's going to be in big trouble. I find this to be quite upsetting and quite confusing. I feel like what she did was very good, because it's very true that nobody has actually sat down with her when interviewing her and just said, how are you? How is your mental health? Because these type of states can definitely deteriorate when you're in the public eye, when you're constantly being scrutinized, when you are a person of color, when you do have a child, when you've entered a massive royal family. It's just very unfair, and a lot has been going on, and we don't want to see history repeating itself, especially Harry. So I feel like what they've done is they've taken a stand, they've turned a massive corner, a lot of progression, hats off to her to being so truthful and vulnerable in the documentary. But now allegedly reports are flooding that the royal family are absolutely pissed and irritated. Allegedly this is what's all going on. Either the articles are, continuing with this scrutiny and nonsense that Meghan and Harry have been saying, or there's truth to what they're saying and the royal family from the Queen down are pissed off. Who knows? Let me know what your thoughts are on this entire conversation, this entire documentary. Did you guys watch it last night? What are your thoughts on these new reports? And do you guys think Meghan is going to be in trouble? Let me know what your guys' thoughts are. Please do subscribe, click that button for daily and consistent content. Follow me on my Instagram at Murad_Morali, and I'll catch you guys soon for another video.